My cellular level is like 74 years old or something like that. I had a wake-up call. That's why I changed.
I'm really excited today to have my good friend John on. You lose 100 pounds.
Yeah.
How did that change your business?
You just become more methodical of like what's more important. And I'm playing the long game.
You got 3 businesses and you're seeing everybody's failing at this level.
Yeah, we're at 3,100 active customers when I checked like a week or 2 ago.
Each financial decision is not in a silo by itself. It has to be looked at and how it relates to something else in your plan. And most people are not looking at the big picture. This is John Smallwood, and I am back on the Money Isn't podcast. And I'm really excited today to have my good friend John on. John has an amazing story that we met 2 years ago at Superhuman SHX July. And you were like a couple months into your fitness journey. I was a couple months into my fitness journey.
Right.
And we went for a long walk.
We did, actually, yeah.
And did we stop and have breakfast at that Sunshine place?
So I saw you the first day. I think you were eating breakfast. Second day, yes, we stopped and had breakfast and just like chopped it up. We didn't really know each other very well. And then, I realized like, wow, this guy is pretty amazing. So,
and I had the same experience. And why I want to have you on, right? Your story that over breakfast about being a firefighter in California.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. And your whole family dynamic, and you left, you came here to Scottsdale, you created a landscaping company, and then you found another niche, which is the call boss thing.
Yep.
And you started this business. But I want to kind of go back and like just talk about that first part of your life and what caused you to be like fed up with like the traditional thinking to go into being your own business owner.
Well, I think it started all the way back from when I was a child. I mean, if you look at my parents, like my upbringing wasn't normal. I have amazing parents. My parents are amazing, but like my dad was a double amputee. He lost both his legs. He went, got out of Vietnam and lost both his legs shortly thereafter.
Oh, wow. Was that a result of like injury?
He was crushed by a train. He went back to the railroad. And so like my dad...
So he was out of the war. This happened post-war.
Yeah, crazy, right? So my dad grew up, he was given up when he was 3. All his siblings, his dad passed away. He was given up all his siblings except for the oldest 2 because they could still work. And then they got dispersed in Illinois. And then I had a relative that was able to get him into Mooseheart. Mooseheart's a massive orphanage.
Oh, wow.
And so you're in Mooseheart and you learn the Bible back and forth, and it's very, very strict. And then when you graduate, you leave that day, next day. And my understanding was a one-way bus ticket back to your hometown and like $20 or something.
And how old are you at this point? You're graduating. Is it high school?
This is my dad.
Yeah, but this is high school for
this
your
is high
dad?
School.
Yeah.
So he graduates and he goes. And so he works on the railroad. And the story was my dad used to give up time because there was guys that had families were trying to eat, so he would give up some of his hours. Well, then he decided to go to Vietnam. And he goes to Vietnam, and he's like, well, shoot. And I think he went over and did 2 or 3 tours, didn't think he was going to come back. Goes to Vietnam, gets shot down in helicopters, has all these crazy stories, gets back, was on the job in the railroad for a short period of time, gets hit by a train. When they were working on the back of the train, it wasn't set right. And so he lost both his legs, one above the knee and one below the knee.
Wow.
Spends 9 days in the hospital and gets out. And so I say all that to say, back then in the late 60s, early 70s, people weren't going to hire you.
No.
You're right, because you didn't have legs. So my dad thought the railroad company would take care of him. They didn't. They gave him a small check, and my understanding was pretty small, and he tried to fight him. Anyways, my dad made investments with farmers. This is how he started. So people would go and get, farmers would go to the banks back east to get loans to plant their crops, and they would plant their crops, and then they had to pay back these loans. So my dad realized this.
I said, yeah.
He took this little bit of money. He's like, hey, I'll give you a better rate than the banks do, and then I'll loan you the money.
Are you a business owner and tired of wasting all of your profits to taxes? At Smallwood Wealth Management, we design plans to put more money back in your pocket, not the IRS's.
So schedule your free, no obligation business owner checkup call.
So that's how he did it. And then my dad did very well for himself. And then he moved to California, and they did a bunch of stuff. Met my mom. We lost everything. That land crashed in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So we moved a little.
People forget all about that land actually crashed.
Oh, it crushed them.
Yeah.
It crushed my dad and a bunch of people.
Yeah, a lot of people got destroyed in that.
Yeah, because they were trying to pull this money out of this big deal they were doing. They knew it was risky, but they recognized all of a sudden there was a problem, and they couldn't get out of it. So they ended up losing everything. So we bought I didn't buy. My mom and dad bought a small deli up in Fort Jones, California, up in the tip, at 550 people, and it was a wreck. The house is like 800 square feet, family of 5, and they just rebuilt.
And how old are you at this time?
I'm probably 6, maybe.
Yeah.
maybe.
So like everything that's going on in your life now is like, wow, what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. We moved. My dad and I moved up there first, and if I remember right, we stayed in a closet because the house was such a wreck. And so they got everything organized, and my dad built this crazy business, and then they opened another business, a flower shop. Then they built all these things, right? So I think I've always had this.
So he was the entrepreneur. He was your spirit of the entrepreneur.
Absolutely, because my mom and dad worked together.
Interesting.
Right, and so I thought that was normal. And so then I moved down to Arizona. I meet my wife, when I was 18, and Nikki.
Yep.
And so I was in, middle management. We were in a big startup in early 2000s. It was a delivery of groceries. There was a guy named Ed Petcher and Dennis Kikian. They raised like $43 million, something like that.
Oh, wow.
But Nikki and I worked in that business, and it was incredible to see that level.
Yeah.
And it was just a really good experience. So. And then that closed down. Who did middle management, was in the fire department. I lived in Arizona and traveled to California. Never was late.
You lived in Arizona, worked in California in the fire department.
Yeah, I worked for CAL FIRE. So my brother was in the fire department. He worked for CAL FIRE also. He was an engineer up in Northern California. I worked in Central California, and it was like a seasonal gig. And I did that for 2-3 years until 2010. And then my brother passed away. And
he died on the job, right?
He died results of the job. Yeah. He ended up taking his own life. Yeah. And so I took a break. I ended up going back for a minute, and I was just like, my wife, actually Nikki was like, let's just do something different. So
she's a wonderful person, by the way.
Nikki's awesome.
Yeah, every time I talk to her, I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, very lucky. I'm super lucky.
Yeah.
So I went and did roofs for my uncle. I was a foreman for my uncle, tearing roofs off houses, and I had this guy, we call him my cousin. He's like, you should do lawn care. I'm like, dude, I have no interest in lawn care, man. And he's like, no, you should do lawn care just in case. Like if something goes bad, you have something to fall back on. So I did 1 yard with him, like literally 1 yard.
What year is this?
This is 2011.
Okay.
And then
because you're now kind of like reinventing yourself.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Your brother's passed. You're off the fire thing.
Yeah.
The startup that you were part of is done.
Done. Yeah.
And you're like figuring like what am I going to do?
Yeah, because I go to places and I had no problem outworking people. Like I could outwork you.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a degree. College was my deal. That was my hustle. So I needed to figure something out. So I was tired of what I was going through. I was working for my uncle, all this stuff. So I
stripping roofs in the heat out here.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Come on. Yeah,
but I still wanted to be the best. I'm like, man, I'm gonna outwork every other crew out here, and that was fun. So Nick and I were kind of laughing about it. So we were like, oh, what if we call it Little John's Lawns? Like
it's a great name. By the way, the logo on your hat is fantastic. Yeah.
So we got an LLC, Little John's Lawns. Really, no, I'm not sure what we're gonna do with it. And then, and I don't know if you believe in God or whatnot.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that prayer is huge, right? And so and I'm saying this because I was doing a house, tearing roof off house. It was a 1974, 1975 Chevy long bed pickup, a blue one.
In the driveway of the house that you're doing.
Yeah. And I go down there and I say, hey, are you selling this truck? And he's like, yeah, it's for sale. I was like, man, I would love to buy it. But I only have $1,000. And the guy laughed at me. And he's like, man, I got a guy coming to pay me like $4,000 or something like that. Like, I'll take your number just in case, whatever. I'm like, okay. So I go he calls me like a week later. And he's like, hey, you want that truck? I'm like, oh, I'll take that truck.
Yeah. What happened to the deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ran down and got it. My wife was so mad. She was so mad.
Is that the logo on the hat?
No, that's a little tractor.
Okay.
But I bought the truck
Because it's blue on the hat, right?
It's green.
Okay.
Yeah. But I bought the truck. But I sell that to say my uncle laid us off like the next week. All of us.
So you bought this freaking truck. Now you got rid of your capital.
Yep.
And he laid you guys off. What happened?
He just ran out of work. And so like we're like, you couldn't tell us? And he's like, he took us to breakfast on a Monday, which is crazy because we were busy. And he's like, hey man, we just ran out of work. And we're like, why didn't you give us a heads up? He's like, well, we needed all the work done.
We're hoping that we're going to get another job.
Yeah. So he lays us off. So Nikki and I go to church that Sunday, and we served at church. And somebody lays like, "What are you guys doing? What are you, John, up to?" Well, she's like, "Oh, we started a lawn care company."
Yeah.
The lady's like, "I literally," and this is 2012, February of 2012. "I literally am looking for somebody right here." So we went and bid her job. I didn't have any equipment. I asked the guys that I worked with on the roof. I knew some guys that did landscaping. Hey, I'll split this job with you, man. If you want to come, like, help me with it.
You just got to get a job. Yeah.
And so like, okay. So they came in and we did it in the blue truck that I had just bought, right? And so, and then they had their
That's
equipment.
really cool.
So then I go and we do this job, and I walk with them. They're super happy, and they're like, but I got to tell you something. I said, what's going on? I said, man, the job's fantastic, but you grossly misbid this thing. And I was like, really?
Who's saying this to you?
This is the customer.
Oh, really?
So
Under?
Yeah. So they gave us like another $300. And I was like, oh my gosh, man. I was just so happy. So then we go to church the next week. Then Nate Stanton says, hey, I heard you started a lawn care company. I'm like, yeah. He said, what equipment do you have? I don't have any equipment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
I've
trying to
got
figure
a
this out.
32, 5, 60, blah, 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 blah. I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing. So he's like, hey, can you come down to Bingham? He's a sales guy down there. So can you come down to Bingham? Let's talk. Okay. So I go down there and he's like, so do you don't have any of this? I'm like, I don't have anything.
This is like a specialty lawn.
Yeah, they sell like tractors and like small equipment.
Ramps and lifts and blowers and edgers and all the stuff that you need to be really professional lawn care.
That's exactly right.
Which is a lot of freaking money.
It's a lot of money. So he's like, what do you need? I'm like, I don't have anything. So he starts he's like, well, you need 2 blowers. You're going to need these. These are what guys use out in the field. So he literally gave me weed eaters, hedge trimmers, blowers. Like, I think I got a couple trash cans from him and rakes. And he's like, there you go. And I'm like, I don't have the money. And he's like, yeah, I know. Just pay me back when you can. Right? So praying is massive. Right.
So here's a guy that you meet at church, and he's like, "I'm going to take care. You serve at church." He's like, "Come down." You're like, "Okay, great. I'm going to look at stuff, but I don't know what's going to happen."
Yep.
And now you've got full equipment.
Full equipment.
And they pay me when you can.
Yeah. Yep. And then I have a truck that I just bought for $1,000.
Yep.
I have all this equipment, and then it's hustle time. Right.
Now you realize you mispriced.
Yep. So then I did one job. So now I'm like, oh, I got to go figure this out. So
and you're doing this is like home.
Oh, residential, yeah.
Residential.
Yeah.
I just want to frame that.
Yeah. So then I go, okay, well, we got to go make this work. So we got a couple jobs real quick. I think we put some stuff on like Facebook or something like that. Is how we got the first couple. And I would take anything. Like, whatever. Yeah. And I'd figure it out.
Right.
And so I started, like, if you were outside and you were in the neighborhood of the house I'm doing, I'm like, go over there, like, hey, take my card. Well, hey, I'll do this right now. I'll bid it right now. Whatever. I was just trying to get work. So I did that. And then I hired my first employee. His name was Jose. And Jose came from the roof. And I told Jose, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to teach me everything. And he started laughing at me. I was like, I'm not kidding. Like, I know I don't know everything. You've been in this business. Like, he's been doing this dad since he's like 12 or 14 years old.
Right, he knows everything.
So he's like,
weeding,
okay.
mulching, all that stuff, yeah.
And I was like, dude, if I'm doing it wrong, tell me, man. Throw something at me. Like, teach me the right way.
Yeah.
So he's like, if you're serious, I'm like, yeah. So he started working with me. Then I get a guy, hey, you want to do cleanups? I got this guy that's flipping houses. They're doing like 30 a month. I'm like, yeah. So I drove all over the valley. I drove anywhere to go flip houses.
So basically clean the yard up to help him flip houses.
Yep.
And he's doing 30 a month. So you're getting 30 cleanups.
Yeah. It was still way underpriced, but I was doing it, right? And then at the same time, we're building our clientele. So I was working, Jose and I would go out in the summer, we'd leave at like 4 a.m. and we'd get back at, 5, 6, 7 at night.
So it's the two of you.
Just the two of us going, right? And then we just started building, and we were just hustling like there's no tomorrow. I started listening to a guy named John DeCausmaker on Lawn Care Millionaire, and I became great friends with him. And,
Podcast?
He had a podcast, but his whole reason for his podcast, or not his podcast, was his videos, was because he had a CRM system for service-based companies.
He did.
Service Autopilot. So I took on Service Autopilot, one of the biggest game changers ever, because it organized everything.
The billing,
routing, everything, right?
Yeah. Communicating with the clients,
Yeah.
getting the repeat, getting the referrals, acknowledging the referrals.
Yep, absolutely.
Done for you, so you can then now you buy this technology
Yeah,
and you get to scale.
that's right.
Like when you started, it was like survival.
Absolutely.
When was the shift where you said, okay, this is a business and now I got to turn it into a business?
Well, I think there's two things that happen. I think the beginning, how we made it halfway through the month. I remember we used to live in the islands, and we were in the kitchen, and we counted out. We had enough money to pay our rent, and Nikki and I danced like we had won the freaking lottery.
Yeah, because you had enough money.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, we're gonna make this, right? And so. It was just so like amazing, right? Like we just thought we just conquered or something. So I think there's that. I think when we got to our second truck, it's like, okay, I need to figure out how to scale because I can't let my family down, and I'm going to prove a lot of people wrong.
How many kids do you have?
We have 4 total. Yeah.
That's
4
what I thought.
total. But we only had 3 at the time.
Okay.
And they were little, right? And then but we were, we took a different approach. So most people have a little bit of success. They'll go buy a nice truck. They'll go buy stuff, whatever. We put everything back in the business to try to grow the business because that was our foundation.
Buying equipment, putting it in marketing.
Yeah, we weren't even marketing yet, but yes, getting ready, like marketing as far as like flyers, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Traditional marketing.
Yeah.
Old school marketing.
That's right.
That actually works.
That actually works.
Yeah.
That people
going to church, shaking hands, kissing
Absolutely
babies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So that's how we started.
Old-fashioned networking.
That's right. Networking is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And so that's how we got our start. And I think that, we made a lot of mistakes, and then like instead of giving up, like we have the saying that we're just too dumb to fail. Right. And I think
somebody would have said it's time to fail, John. And you're like, well, I missed that. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
So what struck me was that like the business is created out of a crisis.
Yeah. Because
like when did you know you had a business? Like when did you or what was the? Because you now have a business where how many crews do you have?
I think total with supervisors, I think we're at 17 trucks.
17 trucks.
Something like that, yeah.
17 trucks, and you just keep expanding that business.
Yeah, we're at 3,100 active customers, like that's when I checked like a week or two ago.
All residential?
95% residential. We have about 5% commercial, yeah.
Right? So like when it was you and Jose, and is Jose still?
He's not, no, unfortunately.
Bummer.
No, I know.
Bummer. So when did you say, like, when you did the second crew, you had to buy a truck, and you had to trust other people to do the job?
Who got in an accident with like 2 weeks I'm doing that.
So you like tested by this thing, like, see, this doesn't work, right?
Yeah, because I think at first, right, you throw everything at the wall, right, and things are going to go wrong. And like I knew early on that you had to expand because if you got bigger and you got some size under you, if you have somebody call out or you have something that happens, you can disperse that work and you'd be okay.
Right.
At 1, 2, 3 trucks, it's hard to do that
because you've got 5 jobs today. I can't go do the other guy's 5 jobs.
That's right. That's right.
My landscaper that I inherited when I bought a house 20-something years ago was the father and son team. Now it's the father.
Yeah.
He's 87. He's still doing my lawn. And I always look at him and I say, Bill, you never got crews. Like,
no.
Because he never trusted anybody that they could do the job.
Right. And
I think what I've just heard from you was like the 17 trucks, 3,100 active clients. You guys have you have a process.
You have to have your SOPs in place.
Yeah.
But that's trial and error, right? You have to have your SOPs in place, and you have to ride the highs and lows. And you have to be willing to, like, you know what, this sucks today, but I'm going to get through it.
Yeah, 3 trucks are broken down. We have $20,000 in expenditures that we weren't expecting this month for fixing shit or replacing shit.
We earlier this year,
Excuse my French.
Yeah, you're good. We wrecked 3 trucks in 4 days. I get it.
3 trucks in 4 days. How'd you do that?
And none of them were our fault. But it was just like, oh my God. And everybody was like watching me, expecting my head to explode. And I'm like,
right.
All right, cool. Let's go. Let's figure it out.
So you're on this growth. You start off as sole proprietor.
Yep.
You've now changed your entities.
Yep.
And an S Corp, an LLC.
Yeah, S Corp, yeah.
An S Corp, beautiful. I love it. Right? It's now this machine and are you and Nikki still working together?
Yeah. So, I should talk about that. So, yes, Nikki and I are working together. So, go back to when I was growing up. My mom and dad worked together.
So that was normal to you?
I thought that was normal.
Yeah.
I get in there the first couple of years. Nikki just fire me, get me out of this thing. I do not want to do this anymore. And I'm like, you can't. Like, you can't quit or you can't get fired because I'm not going to let you.
Because, there's nobody else that's going to replace you.
Yeah. So we got to keep doing this.
And then I got to pay somebody else money that we need to keep.
That's right. So, like, it took her some time to get involved. And then it came on like, oh, this is something. Like you figured something out. Like, we can do this.
And we're a real team.
Yeah. Oh, Nikki and I work really well together. Like, you can see, like, the way we talk, like, it's very, like, I think from the outside it's very, like, back and forth, and like we kind of know, like, okay, we're good, and we understand like what.
And you divided and conquered.
Try to,
yeah. So, I think what attracted me to the initial conversation is this journey, and I meet you at a point where you're successful, but you're sort of like you joined Superhuman.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows about it, I have a podcast with John. I think you've listened to that podcast. With John, but you are in absolutely amazing shape, and I believe you and I are similar age. I'm 57.
48.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're 48. I thought you were.
Yeah.
I thought you were a little older,
That's
but you
right.
look ridiculously good. Now you were.
I was heavy.
Heavy. Like define heavy.
So when I weighed in at Super, I was at 275. And so when I won my jersey, which was, by the way, the 2023 class was probably the best jersey so far.
Yeah, I have the 24 one.
Yeah, I like the 23s, man. Yeah. I was down to 175 is what I got. So I lost 100 pounds right before I got to the Super event.
In 12 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I went and I was just real thin, right?
Yeah.
And so then, like, the last time I built up and I leaned back down, and then now, like, I'm more muscular than I have been in the past.
Yeah, you look really ripped.
I appreciate it. And I'm really lean right now. And it's just kind of a goal. So my goal, and I'm not sure what your goal is, but I want to be the most in shape 48-year-old out there.
Correct.
That's just kind of
That's what it is. And it's like that but I think what's interesting, as a business owner, you kind of lose sight of things. And, there was a habit that you had that got you to 275.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that me or you?
That's
you?
man. Yeah. So.
At that 275.
Yeah.
Like, what did you change?
I think it was I had a wake-up call is why I changed. Like, I was like, go try to work out. I try to eat a little healthier, whatever. I went on a business trip with other business owners. It's called the Academy. It was like the last one. And I still drank at the time. Wasn't drinking very much. But I came back. I felt horrible. I couldn't shake it. It was like I had a hangover for weeks. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And so, like, I talked to some other guys that are having some health stuff going on. They're like, dude, don't go to a doctor, man. Go to a naturopath.
Okay.
So I go to a naturopath. She runs a bunch of tests. And, like, let's do an allergy test, like, on foods, and, like, let's do a bunch of blood work. So I did all that, and it turns out that, like, I was incredibly inflamed. Like, I had all these things going on. My cellular level is like 74 years old or something like that.
Yeah. That was like your actual age?
Yeah.
Yeah, like your cellular age.
Yeah. I was like, oh crap, man. And so, and she's like, and she's like, and you're allergic to all these things. Like, You've been basically poisoning yourself for years. You don't even know it.
People don't even know this.
No. I'm allergic to beef, wheat, yeast, gluten, and dairy.
How do you eat?
It forced me to eat really clean, you know? But,
So here's what I want from you.
sure.
You get this wake up call.
Mm-hmm.
She gives you a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
but why Supra?
I think it's a couple things, right? So
And how did you find it?
I found Supra. I don't know if it was, I mean, it had to be from one of his ads, I would assume.
Yeah, I got
But
targeted marketed. Yeah.
Yeah, and I talked to Grant. I think it was who I initially talked to. I think for me, it was like I could go get a $10 a month or $19.99
Gym.
whatever. Join a group or whatever, and I just didn't want that. I was like, I own a business. Like I feel like you kind of feel like you're on an island when you own a company. Like
100%.
and so like. I felt like I could relate to something like who he's talking about. Like, could I make some connections there and like really relate with what's happening to me?
Yeah.
And so, I ended up pulling the trigger. I talked to my wife and I was like, hey, I know
It's a big investment.
yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I was like, if it's a lot of money, like then I'll, I need a bank. I need a bet on myself. And the other thing is the natural.
Which you've been doing all the way along the line.
That's right. That's right. So, and the naturopath told me, she's like, hey, you can change because you're going to have two paths. You change, think maybe things will get better. You don't change, your life is going to not be great. Like,
Yeah,
pretty
you're
soon.
74 at 46 years old.
Yeah.
Cellular age.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, okay, so you jump into Supra. She's doing stuff for you also, the naturopath, getting your diet right, and you're really aligning stuff. You lose 100 pounds.
Yeah.
How did that change your business?
So my COGS.
Cost of goods for those that don't know
cost
that.
of goods.
Yeah.
So my COGS at Little John's, right? So was like 54%,
Oh, wow.
which is high. Right now we're sitting at 40. So I think it just, that's kind of extreme for lawn care. That's like considered really good. But I think for me, it was like, to be in shape and like I'm an extreme on the shape part. Like I have a scale in every car.
Yeah, you've been getting better every time I see you.
I want to be the best. I want to be the best in this. But it relates to my company because now, I want like, why doesn't this work? Let's tweak this. Let's do this. You just become more methodical of like what you and what's more important.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the long game, right? So like my health wise, but I also need to make sure my company's taken care of and doing what it needs to be doing, or companies. So your business, your COGS became exponentially better. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure your gross went right along with it.
Mm-hmm.
You went from more crew. So you're running your business. I think there was a podcast that John had, The Show. I don't know if you listened to that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Episode 234, Should I Eat Intuitively?
Really?
And he correlated looking at your business, running your business intuitively
Yeah.
versus your body. And it's like, it just doesn't work.
Well, it doesn't work, and it doesn't make sense why people just can think that like, well, this looks about like this, or I'm just gonna have this little whatever. Like, that's not how it works, man.
Not how it works.
No. And like think that's all too often like, I'll just have this one cheat meal, or I'll just have this one whatever. Well, you treat your business like that business is gonna be there.
It's not going to be there. And that's why I wanted so we're sitting having breakfast. You're you're just telling me this entire story about this, which really the entrepreneurial journey is you were forced into it.
Yeah.
Because you weren't going to go work for another person because you had no control.
Right.
And you grew up in an entrepreneurial household.
Right.
So you're like, but I got to go do this.
Yeah.
You do it, you get success. You hire a coach. The coach gets you to get your stuff right,
Yeah.
right? Your pricing right, and all those things.
Yep.
And then you find a niche that's not being filled. Like this is CRM. It's helping you run your business. You still use it today, probably.
Oh, we used it today, but yeah, we also bought another. So we've bought another CRM since we've
since you've did it. You've upgraded.
Well, we bought our own,
You did.
and we're getting ready. That's a whole nother story, but yeah.
Is that a separate business too?
Yep. And they all tie together.
C Corp?
Not yet.
Okay, well, yeah. So QSBS, this new tax law is really interesting.
Okay.
Qualified small business, which is a C Corp, which can be sold for like a $15 million tax-free sale if
Really?
it's being built to sell.
Oh,
Right? But
that's good to know.
so Call Boss, which is the shirt.
Yeah.
When did you start that?
I started that 6 years ago, my wife and I.
And why did you start it?
So you go to Little John's and you go to all these conferences, right? And people couldn't figure out how we grew, and especially in this area. How do we grow so fast? Because we answer the phone. We have good customer service. Nikki's amazing on the phone when she was on the phone. You answer with a smile. You have empathy. You do all these things, right? And we look around the country, and it was amazing to me that people are like, "Oh man, I spent all this money on ads, and I'm not making any money, or I'm not getting any customers." And you're like, "Okay."
Why? Let's dig in. Let's understand what's happening.
Or do you go to a conference and people are standing in the back of the conference they pay all this money for, and they're on their phone because they're dealing with customers,
Correct.
right? So you're like,
So now they're not present in the conference to be there, so they're missing that.
exactly right. So like, okay, we could go start a call center, and okay, we go take a message for them. Okay, that's great, right? But that wasn't the concept. The concept is like, how do I make them money? How do I make these service-based companies money? Well, the way to make them money is you answer the phone, you convert the customer over the phone, right? You sound like you're sitting next to them in their office, right? We have this whole platform that we run. So like a lead calls in, if their matrix is set up, depending on what the business is, but if their matrix is set up, the lead calls in, there's a way we answer to their specific, specifications.
Johnny Small's Landscaping.
Exactly. Hey, how can I help you today? Oh, well, I'd like to get a quote for whatever. If they have their matrix set up in their CRM that we have access to, we run it just like we're in the office. We can set that customer, turn that customer lead to a customer, get them on a credit card, and drop them in the route. Like if they're a Thursday, we drop them on a Thursday, and then they put them where in the route on a Thursday they need to be. They need to cancel it, one-time credit card payments, lead follow-ups, all that stuff. That's where the money's at, and that's where people just forget, right?
So you're taking something like a guy who might have one or two trucks. You're helping him solve his biggest problem, which is getting the leads on the calendar to be scheduled for a job.
Yeah, well, so like we built this calculator that we're gonna send out to people for free if they want it once they sign up for like a quick audit. And essentially is if you miss, and I'm gonna have the numbers wrong, right? So you miss 10 calls a week, right?
Yeah.
40 calls a month. Your conversion rate's 35%. That's 14 new customers you could have brought on at $85 a customer. It's $1,190 if you service them once. It's like $30,000 a year. Compound that by 12 months.
Yeah, what's the lifetime value of a client?
That's right. So that's the stuff
That's huge.
Yeah, but that's the part that people they get in their own way. And it doesn't matter what service company it is. People are like, well, I could hire somebody, or I'll go get a virtual assistant. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll get an AI assistant.
Okay, go. That's fine. It's more power to them, and some of them are fantastic. But you're missing the point. You're passing up money because you're not looking at the big picture, right? And 40 missed calls a month is like 10 calls missed a week. That happens everywhere, right? And so if you can capture those, and that's the bigger picture I don't think people realize.
I think, you put out a marketing campaign, you spend, and you look at your ROI on the marketing campaign, and it's like cost per lead, cost per meeting, cost per client.
Yeah.
And like you're missing 40 calls.
Yeah.
That would drive all of those metrics down, which would actually force you to spend more money.
Absolutely right.
Because now you'd be getting a higher rate of return and you'd be scaling faster.
Right.
What type of service businesses do you service?
We have from roofers to landscapers to pool guys to garage doors to house cleaners, right?
So a lot of like do-it-yourself kind of business owners that are maybe 3, 4, 5 employees who don't have the capital to go out and invest, or even the knowledge of how to get this done.
We have a roofing company that does they've done $130 million over the last 9 years. They have us because they're like, oh my gosh, man, like you answer better than our staff. And it gives our staff the opportunity to do other tasks while our company's on the back end helping them out. So we can answer for the small guys, but we have a niche for the bigger ones too, because we can be their safety blanket. Maybe they go have a company meeting. They want to make sure they don't miss any calls. What happens if you have we talk about trucks, right? 1, 2, or 3 trucks. What happens if you have one person call out for the office? What happens? It gets loaded on the next 1 or 2 people that are there.
Yeah.
If you have call boss helps take that load, and it's reassuring that you're closing the deals that you need to be closing.
Now, do you work all over the country?
Across the United States and Canada.
And what are the hours that you guys run?
So we're Monday through Friday right now, regular business hours, because we found that unless you're at like an emergency service, you don't really need...
People are calling between 8 in the morning and 6 o'clock at night.
And then all of our customers, this is the part that my wife and I are probably the most proud of, is that all of our employees are from here in the United States.
Awesome.
From North Carolina to Oregon. So we deal with all the time zones. So we can we start on the East Coast and we just keep rolling over to the West Coast. And that allows us to keep up with all the time zones that we have. So
you've been doing this for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you were doing this in your own business.
Yeah.
In theory. And you're like,
absolutely.
This is a problem that everybody has. This is what I love about the entrepreneurial spirit. This is why I wanted you on the thing. It's like, you have a successful business.
Yeah.
You're seeing everybody's failing at this level, and you start this company.
Yep.
And now the next company that you started is a CRM.
So we bought into the CRM system, right? So for the longest time, I'm going down a rabbit hole. So the longest time,
this is the purpose of the podcast.
So for the longest time, like John DeCausmaker and John Caldwell owned Service Autopilot. They sold Service Autopilot 6 years ago.
Okay.
Service Autopilot and those 2 gentlemen, like I owe them a ton to get our business up and going, right? And I still talk to those guys quite a bit, actually. So I saw a gap in the market, and I've watched the gap in the market. My wife and I have talked about this for years. And so I'm like, there is a opportunity that we need to take advantage of, and we're going to take advantage of it. So we, for about 2 years, been talking to this company, and we finally invested in. We're partners with these other 2 gentlemen. It was built for a lawn care company several years ago, and that company sold. And then it went into it deals with several lawn care companies now, and it does municipalities.
Okay.
But the technology, I said, we're in. My wife and I are in on this, but there's some things that we need to change to make it even better, because I believe there's such a gap in the market that we can take the market. We can take a big share of the market.
That's amazing.
But my wife and I are taking a big risk. Like, we know that.
Sure.
And it's like, I pray every morning on the way to work. I pray every morning. I'm thankful for my family and for the businesses, and please help me guide me the directions I need to go. But that CRM system, like what it can do compared to what the other ones are out there, like I'm really, really excited about it.
What's the name of that?
So right now it's called Capture, and we're right now on negotiations. We're talking about if we're going to change or not, but right now it's called Capture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do people find Call Boss?
It's yourcallboss.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, like small business, what is it? Is it a monthly subscription?
So we broke it down weekly for you.
Okay.
And the reason we did that was we have 2 price points. We have $127 a week, and that gets in. We can answer your calls. It gives you about 30 minutes of talk time. It gives you 30 minutes of talk time. And then if you go over, it's by minute, and then it resets itself every week.
Okay.
So say you have a marketing campaign that goes out and you spike. Well, we spike with you, and then when it drops, we drop off with you.
Oh, nice.
Right? And then we have the next step up, which is a premium, and that's $247 a week, and that gives you an hour of talk time. And then that does the same thing. If you go over your hour, then it goes by minute, and then it resets itself every week.
What's the difference between premium and non-premium?
So the non-premium was initially just for, we'll take a call and collect the information and send it over.
Yeah.
That's how we started it. And then the premium was, we'll get in your CRM system, we'll do all the things.
We'll get it booked for you.
Yeah, we'll do all the stuff. But right now, we're going to start offering that $127. We'll probably still do everything that $247 does, but maybe it's better for the little guy. So, and then we have a back office version, and that's built a little bit different. You have to have one of the first 2, but how many people don't do follow-up calls? They don't check in with their leads. They don't do collections, right? All the things. So we have a back office portion that's built out, and that's what they do. So you give them a list, you're like, hey, I have X amount of dollars in collections I need done. They're like, all right, cool. And they'll rip through that list and collect your money for you. Or, hey, I have all these leads, and like, can we follow up on them? We typically have to remind them, like, hey, did you follow up with your leads lately? And they're like, no, should I do that? Yes.
Oh, jeez.
You need to follow up your leads. You need to have a campaign. You need to have some form of email, phone,
Will the
whatever.
CRM have like autoresponders and stuff like that built into it?
Yeah, the one we have, yes, it's almost done, yeah.
So literally this thing could do all the nurturing, the follow-up, the calls, and like Call Boss can make outward bound phone calls too to
That's right.
nurture leads.
Yep, and then this
This
going
is
to be
brilliant.
I appreciate it. And it's going to be able to take us, we're 2 weeks away from beta testing. It's called Smart Routing. So it'll literally optimize your routes based on your budgeted hours. So we spend hours routing all of our stuff all day. Now to route, but based on your budgeted hours, kick out your one that's farthest away to make your route, ideal.
Yeah.
And it'll build your routes that way based on your days and everything else.
So literally you are optimizing every part of your business right along. You're helping other competitors and other people
Absolutely
optimize their business. So that's like, this thing becomes like, for $247 a week, I don't think you can find anything to replicate that.
247 a week. No, for Call Boss, absolutely not.
No.
But I think that's the biggest hurdle, right? So we talking about like if one missed call can add, how much money down the line, right? People get caught on that, and that's the craziest thing to me. They're like, oh, 247 a week. Okay, well, how much is an average CSR at an office, right? Arizona, about $20.
Yeah.
$22 an hour.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
40 hours, 30 hours.
Yep. So you're at $800 to $1,000 a week.
For mediocrity that doesn't have a business process and doesn't know what they're doing.
That's right. And we have a snippet of all these companies we've helped in the past. We take best practices, right? So we know what works.
Oh yeah.
We don't share information, but we know like, hey, this company does really smart when they do something like this, right? And we'll talk to them first, like, oh yeah, we don't care if you share that or whatever. And then we just get better and better and better and better. Yep.
This is making my head explode. This is what I wanted, because if we're sitting here 5 years from now,
yeah,
you got 3 businesses. What does the landscaping business look like? What does Call Boss look like? And what does Capture look like in 5 years?
In 5 years, man, that's a tricky question, because I think that I have this dream, right? So I have this dream. It's called FU money. And like, that's just being completely real. Like I want to have a level of FU money that is just,
It's awesome.
yeah. Because not that I would do anything crazy. I don't know.
But why not?
I know, but I want the option to be able to do it.
Who else is going to do it, right?
That's right. I think for me, there's a couple of things. So I think start with the lawn care company. The lawn care company is kind of dear to my heart because it started the whole process. It started this whole thing.
It's the core.
It's the core of it. I want to get it to a certain size, and then I want to. There's a percentage that we're trying to get to net profit.
Yeah.
But I need to get the company to a certain size. If I can get the company to a certain size, I'd like to take that net profit off the table every year. But everything above that, I want to split between all the people that work there, because I think
beautiful.
Can change their lives in a positive manner.
A little profit share, a little share the fruits of the hard labor.
Absolutely.
You'll have the most loyalist employees you can possibly ever have.
Absolutely. That's the goal. So the goal is to be able to get to that level. Call Boss, it was always kind of built to sell.
Yeah.
But if we can get Call Boss to the same level, we want to do the same thing. We want to be like, hey, can we take a percentage off the table? Can we get it to a size that it really can operate and really run? And we could take a percentage off the table and do the same, and then rinse and repeat. Because I think the people who've been with you, like our Call Boss employees, they're so bought in, they're ride or die. Right?
Yeah.
And so like my wife and I, or Nikki and I, want to figure out how to give back in that manner. So I think it's possible. And here's the other thing.
I think it's 100% possible.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's almost like giving back, it almost creates like a connotation of like, I have to deplete myself in order to do that. And I think it's just give.
I think you just give, yeah.
Yeah. I think, because like you keep expanding. Like think about how many, like when you're releasing Call Boss into a business and the guy captures the extra 10 per week or 15 or 20 combined with a thing, how many people are you helping in that
Absolutely.
business to become like you're helping people like beyond, you're giving people futures.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the CRM is going to do the same thing because it's going to like, nobody, like if your landscape company calls to see how was the job, are my guys doing what they expected to do?
Yeah.
Like people are going to go like, what?
Yeah. But isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and you're not upselling. You're just saying, hey, I just want to check in with you.
Yeah.
Is the job being well done? You might upsell them on the next call.
Yeah.
But like, how do you expand these? Like, because Scottsdale, Phoenix, it's a wide open area. I mean, how many homes are here?
Oh, I mean, there's tens of millions.
Yeah, you got like 3,100 homes. Like, what's like? How does this become bigger and better?
I think there's a kind of two pieces of the pie, right? So I think we want to expand our small commercial. I don't want to get into big commercial. There's a gap in small commercial because the little guys, just in like the software world, the CRM systems, those got bought up by big conglomerates, and there's a big gap. Yeah. In the landscape world, the small, medium guys and bigger guys but it's basically all been bought up.
Yep.
And so what they do
is they're all bought up. They're all owned by venture capital.
Exactly right. So now they carry more guys in a truck. We have a strategy. We have 2 to 3 guys in a truck. That's it. So we can handle small commercial. So we do residential, small commercials are our niche. We do all the discount tires currently in Arizona.
Oh wow!
Right? So 87 locations, and we sub out the stuff outside of.
They're all
Phoenix.
owned by the same person, right?
That's right.
That's beautiful.
But we can do that because the way our trucks are set up. So we would love to be able to take that kind of stuff on. And I think that's one avenue to expand. The residential, like we're working on that right now and really trying to crack the code on like, we have snowbirds coming in and we have on our board right now, can we add 500 snowbird customers to reoccurring service this winter? That'd be a huge feat if we can make that happen.
Well, if somebody listened to the podcast and they're like, my landscape company's going to call to check in on me.
Yeah.
I think they'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you get a gift if you're with us in the very beginning? We give you a thank you box because I just think it's like that. We're going to mess up at some point in time.
I'd like a hat.
I'd give you a hat.
I'd like a hat because that hat is awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I look at this and if you had to give somebody like we're talking, you've been doing this for 15 years.
13 in my landscape company, yeah.
Yeah, 13. So 13 years ago.
Okay.
What advice would you give to somebody that's struggling and has some ideas?
Man, I think there's a couple things. Ask lots of questions, right? Because you need to ask people who've done it, not people who've not done it.
Yep.
You need to be conservative with your money. Don't go out and buy the fancy stuff. Wait till later because it'll come.
Defer gratitude.
That's right.
All right.
And then I think third is like know what your core business is and stick to it. Don't do everything. People do everything, right? Yeah. And you wonder why you're not good at anything because you do too many things. Yeah. Be good at at certain things and get really, really good at it.
Really, really good at it.
Yep. And then treat your people really well.
Both clients and employees. And employees are your lifeblood.
Employees are lifeblood. Like we pay better than like anybody out here. Like there's a strategy to it, right? And we still got our COGS down to 40%.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you still have you're above industry average.
That's right.
So the biggest lesson that you learned in the business over the last 13 years.
Don't quit too early.
Don't listen.
Yeah.
And basically don't listen to the quitters.
Well, I think people things get hard, like I don't know how else to put it, but like shit gets hard.
Yeah.
And you got to ride the highs and lows, and you can't let it affect you too high or too low. Like I did in the beginning, like I get super upset or I'd be down, right? You just got to ride it out. And I think that like there's tomorrow. There's always tomorrow.
The sun will come out.
Yeah. So like you think it can't get any worse, man. You got to get up the next day, man. And I think all too often people close their business or give up.
Like your uncle with the roofing.
Yeah.
We're out of work. Everybody's laid off. What did he end up doing after?
He still has it. He's down to one truck. And my wife and I have briefly talked about buying it. Yep, because we wanted to run it as a model.
And deploy Cobos into
That's
it, and
exactly
deploy
right.
the CRM into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just show.
And play with it. Because I think roofing is we recently did a roof. Like,
Oh, it's big
I
money.
was blown away by the crew and the way they came in at 7 a.m. and they were working at 8 o'clock at night, and they had everything off and they were building back up. Like, I was like, it's a big roof.
Yeah.
It was total. I was like expecting like 7, 8, 9 days, and they were done in 2.5, 3 days.
Isn't that amazing?
And then they came in with the gutters and they crushed it there. And
Yeah.
it was like, wow. Like the machine is the machine.
The machine is the machine.
That's what I'm so intrigued with the way you're approaching it. And I know recently, like about a year ago, maybe more, you went to an Alex Hormozy thing.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
How did that change you?
I think Alex Hormozy taught us that, like, there's more. Marketing isn't like you have to perfect it. You just have to do it. And you have to do a lot of it. It's just reps.
It's reps.
Right? So, like, I have this shirt on because I was at our office. We're just shooting short reels. Like, we're getting ready to launch like 50 ads in the next like 72 hours.
Oh, cool.
And, but he just thinks at this different level. Right? And I think that, like, his is just like, man, you have to know your numbers, know how to sell it, right? Try to collect up front, not in the back end, right? Don't ride that debt out forever. Like, you close a customer. I just watched something he had. A customer you make $1,000 on, but you're like, you're making small payments all the way. And month 11, you start making money on it. Like, that sucks, right? How do you make your money up front? How do you, like, that's how we're like pitching ourselves with Call Boss and some of this other stuff is like, how can we recoup our costs in the very beginning, and then be profitable from day one versus day 90 or whatever?
Because like if you're a business and you're not profitable, you're not going to be here.
No, you just create yourself a really big headache.
Yeah, and you're going to feel shitty about yourself, and you're not going to want to invest in your people, and you're going to have all kinds of bad relationships, and it's just not going to be good.
No, and I think
Profitable business is number one, and you have to be profitable.
You have to be profitable, and you have to know when to say when, and like when to pull plugs on certain like lines of stuff that you're doing or people, right? You have to know when.
That's
like,
hard. People's hard.
Oh, it's really, really hard. Oh, I like to say something. So Alex Hormozy is great, right? That marketing side.
Oh, yeah.
Layla Hormozy, you want to know operationally, like she's
a machine,
juggernaut, man.
And they both have their own podcasts.
Yeah,
and they're really good.
Yeah,
they're really, really good. I mean, I listened to both of them, and there's like, you know, I'm a student of efficiency. I'm a student of, you know, what makes somebody successful. What was the turning point? Well, what made you stick with something? Like, that's what I'm always interested in. That's why I wanted to have you on here, because the moment we met at Supra, those 2 days, I felt like you and I had, like, we were the same people, just in different businesses.
Yeah.
And we had the same issues. We had the same, you know, I wasn't quite I got above 226, right?
Yeah.
And I was financially the most successful year of my life, and I felt the worst that I've ever felt at the time. And everything's gotten better since I got my head straight about how important fitness is.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not just fitness in your body, it's fitness in your mind, it's fitness in everything. And what you do, if you approach it the way you're approaching it, and you understand, you're going to ebb, you're going to flow.
But it also like bleeds off to everybody else. Like, I have people that work for us that are like now getting into working out, and like they'll ask about like, hey, how are you doing this in MyFitnessPal, or how is this going, right? And like that's kind of interesting.
You've been using MyFitnessPal for how many years now?
No, 3.
How many years? How many days in a row what is your current, like, it's up on the upper right hand side? It has your streak.
You want to look?
Yeah, let's look.
Let's see.
Because I'm hitting a milestone that I'm like incredibly, incredibly proud of.
Is it the bell?
Yeah,
No.
when you log in, not the bell, and you go over to the tracking, see this little arrow that's up on the right? Where you're in the diary.
Oh, 1,115 days.
1,115 days. I'm at 892.
Yeah.
But that 1,150
Crazy.
days.
Yeah.
You didn't even know that was there.
I didn't know that was there, no.
That means you have logged in for 1,150 days in a row and never missed a day of logging in and actually entering something.
Yeah.
In order for that to roll over to 1,153,
Yeah.
you've got to log something
That's
today.
pretty good.
That's an incredible.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I'm blown away. I'm at 892. I'm going to
still
hit
pretty good.
I'm going to hit 900.
Yeah.
That's March. I joined in March of 2023. That's basically, if you do the math, that's it.
Every day I'm pretty close to hitting my macros almost every day.
Yeah. And like your best version of yourself, your most fit, where do you see yourself from a fitness standpoint a year from now?
Oh, I'll be even better. I'll be five to, I don't know if 10 pounds, but probably five more pounds of muscle at least.
So how much do you weigh and how tall are you?
I weigh 180 as of this morning, and I'm 6 foot tall.
Yeah. I'm 6'1", I'm 180.
Yeah.
Your body fat percentage?
I'm under 10%.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
And it's like, where will you be in a year? Like if you put on 5 pounds of muscle,
Yeah.
you're going to look incredible.
That's kind of what it's kind of funny. Like I've just started filling out. Like I never took anything. I didn't take any supplements, anything. And I just started taking testosterone replacement because I was like 190 or something like 200. And I've been trying for 3 years to bring it up naturally. And I got it up to like 380.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't get it to stay. And I'm like, what the frick, man? So
When you go into caloric restriction, you lose a lot of testosterone.
Yeah. So I was just like, I couldn't figure it out. And then Shane Teal's my trainer.
Coach? Oh, he's fabulous.
He's awesome.
Yeah. I love Shane.
So I was like, man, I don't know. I was just grumbling about it. And then I did it. Now I'm on my second round.
Where are you now?
I'm on month 3, I think.
But as far as testosterone?
I was so right when I hit, I was on 1,000 on the dot.
Nice.
So and that was pretty interesting, right? So now I'll measure again. I'm going to get a little bit more comprehensive blood work. I want to see what like my estrogen is and stuff like that. Yeah,
that's really important, all those things. I'm at 1,200. I was 500 when I started.
Yeah. See, I was, it's like, 190 or something like that, 200.
Like now everything in your life is better.
It is pretty amazing, right? Like it is like clarity and like I really like bad case like foggy mind and all that stuff. And I get up at 3 a.m. every morning and I go to the gym and then I go to work and I'm there by 5 or 4:50 in the morning. And then like, I don't leave there till 4 or 5 at night. But like, it's giving me the energy. I'm not conking out.
It's amazing. Thank you for being on and thank you for sharing so openly today.
Yeah,
I think our listeners are going to get a lot from it. So to reach Little John's Lawn.
Yep, it's littlejohnslawns.com.
To reach Call Boss, it's mycallboss.com.
mycallboss.com, yeah.
And to reach Capture?
It's actually yourcallboss.com, sorry. And then Capture is CAPPRUSE.
So if you want to grow your business and scale your business, and you're a service type business, and you're losing 10 calls a week, you're killing your profits. Call Boss.
Yeah.
And get your front end done right.
That's right.
I mean, that's it. Like I see so many businesses. That is the biggest thing that I see. Like even my own business, I'm like, we miss so much shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm pissed right now.
But isn't it amazing, right? It is amazing. You see it and you just kind of like, you're like, it's a sore, but it's not a painful enough sore to do something about it.
Yeah.
You know,
but when you put it in terms of 14 to 15 new customers or clients a month, and you figure your lifetime value of that customer, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars being missed.
Absolutely.
It's a difference of your kids having a student loan, not having a student loan.
Well, exactly right. And I think that is, people don't put that in context very often. So like that's why we built this calculator that we're going to push out.
I can't wait to see it.
Just to show people like.
Matter of fact, like if we can get the calculator and put that in the show notes.
Sure.
Like for people to do, I would love to see that because I'd like to run it in my own business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.